Somebody has a question? You know, this,
Can I ask?
yeah, go ahead.
My client just asked me about uncertainty,
A second.
and it's just came to me that I want to hear what you would say now about uncertainty.
No, I can't make out what you're saying, so just talk a little.
Just before meditation, one of my clients asked me about uncertainty, and she's a very adult person. She's a very adult woman, and I somehow have an idea because I'm practicing for about 10 years about uncertainty, but it wasn't enough. I kind of don't have enough, not deep enough inside to get to her uncertainty. Would you please talk about uncertainty a little bit?
I mean, look, frankly, there's nobody on earth that's certain about everything. We all have uncertainty in us, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know, the problem is not being uncertain. The problem is working to the fullest of our capacity in the moment, in the now, to build ourselves inside and to have, a life. This is the problem. And when a person does what I'm talking about, uh, you know, they can deal with uncertainty. They can deal with the fact that they're not perfect. They don't understand everything. And they can even deal with the fact that almost nothing makes any sense in life. It makes sense in one moment, and 10 minutes later, it makes no sense. They have the capacity to stay balanced inside themselves and deal with a world that is an uncertain world. It's a world, the only security I've ever found in life is a connection with spirit. Other than that, money, fame, success, all that stuff, relationships have never been uncertain. So the whole point of what I'm trying to do here is to help myself and all of you build a system inside that can connect with spirit. It is the only thing that is permanent in the universe. And without that connection, people walk around in a world of darkness, of uncertainty, of anger, of rage, of hatred, because they're looking for something that is simply almost impossible to get. What's possible to get is the security inside to deal with any situation, uncertain situations, difficult situations, love situations, joy situations. We have to build that in ourselves. And, where is this person going to go with all this dark energy? God bless, unless somehow they learn how to transform that into a connection with higher energy in the universe. Now, this person you're talking about's condition is probably the human condition. Most people live in that kind of world. And, most people don't do any real thing about it. They think that certainty is coming to them just because they get up in the morning. It's not. It's not. In fact, there's nobody alive, I always say it all the time, that knows what's going to happen in 10 minutes. That's how uncertain life is. But if we do make an effort to build inside ourselves a system that's connected with probably the only certain thing there is in the universe, and that's higher energy in the universe, spirit, which is creating the universe around us. We build that kind of system. We don't worry about being uncertain. We can deal with it because we're living our life in the moment. We're making a conscious, sincere effort to build within ourselves in the moment a connection with spirit. Now, will this person do it? I don't know. It depends on them. How if their need is to have they will do it. If not, this uncertainty, this anger, this darkness will carry on for the rest of their lives. You can look into somebody's eyes and you can literally project the future based upon whether or not there's any lightness in them. They're doing any real work inside themselves. So I'm not saying the world is hopeless. I'm saying that we as human beings have to take finally full responsibility for ourselves. And if we live in a dark world, we have to do what we have to do to change it inside ourselves, to open the heart, to find a higher level of our humanity. If we're not willing to make that effort, then we got to accept the world is going to be dark. And there's plenty of darkness in life. We don't have to go very far to look for it. You don't have to go very far to look for an inner life. It's directly, it's the closest thing in the universe to us. It's directly inside us. We have a connection with spirit, but we have to build a system that enables us to do it. So I think your answer to this is you have to have patience with these people. You really do. You have no choice. And that is because you've learned to have patience with yourself. And ultimately, a human being has to arrive at a crossroads. What is my purpose for being here? To be unhappy, to be miserable, to be dark, to be living in a world of, where there, or to discover, okay, so there's no certainty, but I can be a happy person. I can have a life that is fulfilling, that grows every day. And almost because of uncertainty, you can have a life that will grow every day. Because in order to deal with it, you got to build yourself. Now, is this person willing to do that? Doesn't sound like it. They're looking for a pill that can provide safety and certainty, and there is no such pill. And I know this is kind of a very existential answer, but I'm sorry I have to tell you this. There is no pill. The answer is inside you, me, every human being. Will they begin to listen to that voice inside them? Will they begin to work on themselves and stop the bullshit? Defeating themselves because life is uncertain. Uncertainty is a great tool for growth. The fact that none of us are perfect is the best tool in the universe for growing, because it means we got to work to get balance, to have harmony inside, to be able to deal with imperfection. So I think you have to have a lot of patience with this person because there is no answer to their question. There isn't, unless they begin to work on themselves and build an inner life. I've been saying this for 50 years to people. There's 20 people sitting here. How many thousands of people I've had in my life? Shoot. And yet, the lack of certainty in the world, it scares the hell out of everybody. Instead of saying, oh man, I got to get stronger. I got to build me inside. I got to build a stronger connection with maybe the only thing in the universe that's permanent, and that's spirit. Everything else comes and goes. And when somebody makes that decision and they do it, it becomes palpable in their life. They do it. You understand? They begin to rejoice in uncertainty, in the things that make them work on themselves. And uncertainty certainly does, if you have any need inside you to have a spiritual life. If you don't have a need to do that, well, darkness is a very strange way to live. I've lived in it. I know exactly what it's about. And it made me fight in myself to grow, to free myself of that darkness and not worry about certainty. Am I growing today? Am I evolving today? And I'm sure, Anna, in your profession, you meet a lot of people like this.
This one somehow very special. So it was beautiful answer. Thank you very much.
Well, I don't know how to make it any clearer what I was talking about. There's no pill, you know. It's not like walking into a room and turning a light on. That uncertainty is going to disappear. The only way it disappears is if you work on yourself to build a system that's connected to the only permanence in the universe, and that's spirit. And the uncertainty won't disappear, but your ability to deal with it becomes much stronger. I mean, I never know what's going to happen. I mean, I make phone calls and this one's sick and that one's that. And it's like, if I don't get strong in myself, how do I deal with not only my own, inner life, but the stuff that people bring all the time? I mean, I wish I could push a button and help this person. I can't. But if that person came to me and said, I am willing to work on myself, I need Shakti, I need energy, you know, they have me 100%. I hope that's clear, because I don't know how to make it clear. And I think we all suffer from this, wanting something certain. We get involved in relationships and we want certainty, and there never is certainty. There's always having to deal with another person's baggage. Money, you know, another thing that has no certainty about it. The whole material world is based on uncertainty. It's all transient, comes and it goes. And as I've said all the time, it's not there for us not to enjoy it. We have to enjoy life. But we need to have the strength inside to truly interact with Maya, illusion, transitory things that are born and die, and enjoy them. And not worrying about, certainty and what's going to happen in 10 years, but enjoy them. Open our hearts to what the circus called life. Someone said in a book, life is a circus, but nobody goes to the circus to have a lousy time. We're not born here to have a lousy time. We create it because we're not willing to do the work on ourselves that enables us to live with our hearts open. Does anyone else have a question you would like to ask? I hope it's clear, not only to Anna, but to all of us, how important it is to find joy in the world, love in the world, without expectations about what the future is going to bring, but living in the now with an open heart, allowing the circus called life to truly be something we enjoy. Not getting upset because things go wrong and this happens. It's just going to happen, How do we stay open when taking out the garbage? It's very easy to stay open when you win the lottery, That lasts for about 3 days anyway. But to be open when taking out the garbage, that really is something noble. Does anyone else have a question they would like?
The moment you said taking out the garbage, there was a garbage truck right next to me and very loud, and I couldn't hear what you said about taking out the garbage. You said it's a noble thing. Can you repeat that, please?
Well, it's very easy to open your heart and be turned on when you win the lottery or something positive happens in life. It's great, the sense of nobility to be able to keep your heart open when the negative things start happening, when you're taking out the garbage. That's what I said. Because everybody, oh my God, I got this, I just fell in love, and it's 10 years later, you still sustain an open heart with that person. Or are you picking apart all the things that you just didn't care about when you were madly in love, when you first met? That's all I'm saying. I mean, life is full of positive and negative. And part of the development of an inner life is the ability to stay open no matter what you're dealing with. How is it teaching you about yourself? This is something I repeat all the time. How is it teaching you about yourself?
Thank you, Stuart.
Well, does anyone else have a question? I mean, look at all this madness that goes on in the Middle East. Who could, I mean, you just have to be connected with God in order to deal with it. How do you know what's going to happen in 10 minutes? Does anyone else have a question they would like to? And just to finish this, we're born here to learn how to be happy people. We identify and connect with all of the transitory stuff because we haven't built a system inside that enables us to truly be free of it, to be connected with God. In transiences, there's a connection with God. And that's, I think, the purpose of life is to learn how to build an inner life that enables us to be happy. I don't know who's doing that, but please just mute yourself. The purpose of life is to build a system that enables one to truly, be detached from all that stuff and connected to what is infinite in the universe. God is love. Everything else tests that. Okay, if there are no more questions, then there'll be class on Thursday at the same time. There's a class tomorrow evening, 7:30. God bless you all. I'm looking forward to seeing you all. Have a wonderful day and be happy. Be happy.
Thank you, Stuart.
And be happy you too.
Be happy. Don't expect the world to be perfect. It's not. Okay. And if you don't expect the world to be perfect, you can live in an imperfect world being happy. God bless you all. Thank you.
Bless you too.
Looking forward to seeing you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, you.
You're welcome.